Hi, Mariah. What brings you in today?
Well, I've been, I've had anxiety most of my life. Um, but I've recently moved to a new area, and that's of course, given me anxiety
Mm-hmm.
in itself. But I've always had a fear of bridges, and where I've moved to is nothing but bridges. And I get
Oh,
a lot of anxiety. Sometimes I'll even like reroute my GPS, like, how can I not go over this bridge? And if I have to go over the bridge, it's like I put all my windows down, my sunroof open, like turn the radio off, like bare knuckles, like squeezing and driving the minimum speed limit as possible. And then sometimes, like, I might hyperventilate before I go over, or even when I get like off of the bridge, like I have to pull over because my anxiety is so bad. Like it's so bad with that.
mm-hmm.
And another thing I've been having a lot of issues with is, my mom passed recently, and I do have an older brother, but he's really not like emotionally equipped to deal with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know a lot about my dad's health issues, and I just have a lot of anxiety. Like, I can't lose you too. You're my last parent left. And,
Mm-hmm.
there's times I just can't catch my breath. I feel like my heart is just going to jump out of my chest. It's becoming a problem.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I really appreciate you sharing that. I bet it's scary when something like that happens.
Yeah.
So, you listed off a few different things. We talked about you moved to a new place. That is a big life change. Wow. And you're having some trouble driving, across bridges. And then you discussed that you're feeling a little worried about, the health of your dad and just kind of what that looks like. Those are a lot of heavy things. So you talked about when you were driving over the bridge, you put the windows down, kind of white knuckle it. So what are some other coping techniques that you've experienced or that might help you that you've noticed?
I mean, sometimes I try to concentrate on my breathing, like when you get a tattoo or you have a baby for pain, they're like, concentrate on your breathing. But even when I'm trying to do that, I just feel like I can't catch my breath, that I'm already too far into basically my anxiety attack. And it's
Hmm.
just, I'm on the road. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like on the bridge, like,
Hmm.
so I just try to do my best to get off the bridge and then handle it from there.
So when you talk about your breathing, are you just trying to catch a deep breath? What does that look like for you?
It's either holding my breath or trying to catch a deep breath. Like, sometimes I
Yeah.
feel like if I hold my breath, like I don't know, like it's gonna do something. I can't explain it.
Yeah. Um, that sounds really hard and overwhelming. I'm sure that can be really scary when you're in those moments. I really like where your head is at. Actually, the breath can be really regulating to the body. And in those moments of panic and anxiety, we're not able to think rationally and we're not able to think in our prefrontal cortex, which helps us, regulate decisions and emotions and impulsivity. And so I would love to try and exercise with you if you'd be open to it.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So I love what you were saying about, working on your breath. So when you're in these moments, I would love for you to practice a thing called box breathing. So when you're breathing and you're focusing on your breath, I want you to breathe in slowly for 4 counts. And then I want you to exhale slowly for 4 counts. And this will just kind of help you, re-regulate your nervous system, come back down, be able to focus a little bit more. It won't take anything away, but I think it could be really be helpful. How do you feel about that?
I think it would be, because I think my biggest fear is like making a mistake while I'm on the bridge, and then I'm off the bridge, and then what do I do? And I think the fact that I'm so immersed in that is the main issue, but being able to relax my body would probably help relax my mind, because I am so tense, when I'm driving, and of course I know that regulates throughout my whole body.
Yeah. So, we can just give this one a try. We'll see if it maybe helps throughout the week. We can try some other techniques if maybe this isn't the best fit for you. And we were talking about a few different things. And so when this starts to come up, I want you um, just to focus on your breath, and are there any other concerns that you've maybe want to talk about? You've listed a couple different things and I just want to make sure that we hit all the topics.
Um, I am currently in school and interning. Then I do have, like, she's my best friend, but I call her kids my niece and nephew. She's going through a divorce. So, trying to be there for her and them, but still dealing with my own issues. And sometimes
Absolutely.
I get anxiety not knowing how to explain to her, like, right now, I just can't help. Like, I just literally can't help.
Yeah, and it's okay to take care of yourself. That is setting great boundaries and that allows us to love other people better. So I'm really proud of you for doing that, but I know that that is really hard and these are all really hard things. So I would love for your homework if you'd be open to doing some homework. I would like you to maybe make a list of all of these things, all of these fears, all these concerns, some cognitive distortions we got going on, and then rate them 1 to 100 of how they're affecting your life, when they're coming up, just so we can get a little bit more data. And then when you come back next week, we can sit down and start working through those. How does that sound?
That sounds really good because I'm sure I could name many more things that give me anxiety. Maybe not
Mhm.
as much as the what I've told you about already, but it does play a part into it.
Well, I appreciate you coming in and being brave and being vulnerable today. I'm really excited to work together. And it sounds like, you have a great attitude. So I think this is going to be awesome. So hope you have a great week. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, but I will see you soon.
Thank you. I'll see you next week.